Today was the day he's supposed to rest, and then he called all of us to come here because he decided to train. My opinion was the best decision. This is the way Mike, handle the things. He's supposed to rest, but he changed the idea, and we're here to push in as much as we can. Excited after the week, and here we are, ready to go, ready to go.
Yes. Low. Yes.
There's a unique energy surrounding the thought of Mike Tyson preparing for a showdown with Floyd Mayweather. It's not about looking back at the past. It's about the sheer level of focus and force behind it.
Right there to the body.
You right, coach? Mike, now what? Hey, we need 10 seconds. Put 10 seconds there.
Good boy. Good shit.
That's a different animal.
12 rounds. 12 rounds.
12 rounds.
12 rounds.
This isn't about showcase moments, light-hearted sparring stories, or choreographed spectacle. The mood surrounding it feels competitive and serious, the kind of environment built around genuine combat.
The idea today was to do 5-6 rounds. Why are you gonna do 5-6 if you knock him before? If it was the fight was over. The fight was over. Then what you do is just extras. Michael home today, happy, confident, and knocking out. I did my thing. Now you're gonna do conditioning. Can you imagine one more round, you're gonna feel tired, exhausted? No, we did 4, and now we go to do something extra now.
Come and get me, Mike. Come on. There we go. That's it right there. Perfect. That's one. Good one, Mike.
Go.
Come and get me, Mike.
Let's go,
There
Mike.
we go. That's round yet.
Yes.
That's round yet. Let's go. Come on, Mike. There we go. Using those legs now. Good. Stay your stance. Stay your stance. Stay low. Stay ready. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Come on, Mike. Yes, sir. Let that ring off. Good. Stay low. Stay ready, Mike. Stay low. Stay ready. Hey, come on, Mike. There we go. Yes.
Tyson is putting in work with Rafael Cordero guiding him. That partnership alone shifts the narrative because Cordero's camps aren't built for spectacle. His focus is precision, structure, and calculated dominance.
Mike is excited. He wants to be there. He wants to one more time entertain people. He's a fighter, but he likes to entertain people. And this is what he fight for. He fight for all those people he can see in the street. The people come to him and say, "You are the people's champ." So this is really motivating him to be in the gym from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every single day.
Shoulders back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Expect the biggest fight of the history. Why? Because we talk about Mike Tyson. We talk about Netflix, live on Netflix, something they never had before. Things like that you just can do with like Mike Tyson.
The pad sessions carry serious force behind them. His punch sequences are tight, fast, and powerful. That trademark advancing style isn't being dialed back. It's being refined and intensified. In the way Tyson moves, the concentration is obvious. There's minimal flash, maximum intent. Each strike appears measured, as if it's designed to break through the guard of a master tactician.
Round 1. Boom. Feel. Cut the ring. Exactly. Cut the ring. Exactly, Mike. Beautiful. Yes, just like that, Mike Tyson. Excellent, Mike. Excellent, Mike. You break him. Unpredictable. Exactly, Mike. Beautiful. Roll, Mike. Excellent. Excellent. Complete game. Complete game. Beautiful game. Complete. There's nothing to say. You're complete. Exactly. Just enough. Beautiful roll, Mike. Excellent roll. Excellent defense, champ. This is the perfect head position. This we talk about it. 40 seconds. You are winning the fight, so there's no reason for you rush. You are winning the fight. All good for us. Clean shot, Mike. Excellent. Nice left hook. Up. We're done. The job is over. We're done.
On the opposite end, Floyd Mayweather doesn't appear to be approaching this as a performance event. Based on his recent training footage, he's operating with the same fluidity that defined his peak years. It's almost as if aging had to negotiate before making any impact. His reactions remain crisp. His movement around the ring looks smooth and controlled, and his hand speed still fires off with the quickness that built his reputation.
Again. My roll.
3, 2.
Off the roll.
Right hand hook. Again. Hook right hand.
He's repeatedly working on defensive reactions, split-second timing, and command of space inside the ropes, all with the same calculated tempo that kept opponents from solving him for years. What stands out most is the clear difference in approach. Tyson is refining relentless pressure and closing ability, while Floyd is fine-tuning accuracy, strategy, and his ability to neutralize threats.
Slide and drop. Push it, wait it, help me go. Drop. Walk it. Hitch it. Hitch it. Six. Punch it. Hitch it.
Shot. Now look at it.
Watch it. I step back like I have my distance. That's why I step. Shit, I have my distance. Fighters don't know their distance. You gotta know your distance.
Pull.
One is gearing up to apply relentless force and strength, guided at the highest level. The other is sharpening a method rooted in structure, control, and remarkable efficiency. If they both enter the ring fully committed, this wouldn't come across as a nostalgic chapter from the past. It would resemble two enduring boxing philosophies meeting in a setting shaped by today's preparation standards.
Once, touch. Again, touch the guy. Hitch it.
It's a roll.
Hitch it.
Pull.
All the discussion about Tyson channeling force under Cordero's direction, and Floyd refining that enduring quickness takes a sharp turn when Daniel Cormier weighs in. His response brings everything back to earth. He isn't promoting excitement. He's analyzing it from the mindset of someone who understands the risks inside combat sports. When Cormier suggests taking a step back, it doesn't come across as doubt. It sounds like measured judgment, a reminder to separate calculated reality from pure spectacle.
I respect these two men so great a degree that it's hard for me to almost make negative statements about them. But I think that our job as talking heads is to tell you the truth, regardless of how much you admire someone or the applause and adulation you have for them. You got to tell them.
He goes as far as likening the matchup to something as unlikely as Jake Paul facing Gervonta at the elite level, and then pushes the point even further. You can sense his skepticism rising when he highlights the contrast between a 200-pound force and a historically undersized master technician. That's more than a difference on the scale. It's sheer mass meeting refined skill. Cormier also references Roy Jones reminding everyone, "That's Mike," a comment that carries weight because it hints at the reality that even composed legends can flip a switch without warning. What truly resonates, though, is when Cormier questions the purpose behind it all, noting that neither fighter is driven by financial need. It doesn't sound like urgency. It feels more like a pursuit tied to reputation and competitive pride.
When Mike fought Jake Paul, a lot was made of him being 58 years old. He's in tremendous shape. I mean, I saw him, and even in there, right, he couldn't get going at the rate that he expected. But early, he was fighting like Mike Tyson. Fighting like Mike Tyson. Floyd Mayweather's much younger, but he's so much smaller. So I get why Mike is like, yo, I don't know what this dude wants to do. Because there was a world where no one would ever thought that those guys would end up in the ring together.
When he raises the question of how an exhibition can be marketed as a legitimate contest, it becomes the most pointed observation of the discussion. Supporters crave real intensity, yet exhibition bouts are typically structured with restraint in mind. Cormier's reminder that audiences are drawn to both technical brilliance and visible impact is a difficult reality, delivered in a composed and professional tone. At the same time, there's an interesting contrast unfolding. Tyson alludes to the possibility of something historic, while Cormier casts doubt on how far the physical element would actually go. It creates a split narrative, one side elevating the moment into legend, the other grounding it in practical expectations. Cormier also highlights the health implications, noting the risk for Floyd when facing someone naturally carrying more power. That observation isn't exaggerated. It's a straightforward assessment. This leaves everything balanced in an unusual space, where elite reputations intersect with promotional business, where calculated discipline meets potential danger, and where excitement collides with realism. The calmer Cormier sounds when labeling it unrealistic, the more it underscores how serious the matchup could become.
Again, they don't need money. I imagine, though, it's going to be a boatload of money, and no one would turn away $20 million or whatever those guys may make. I don't know what they're going to make, but they're going to make an insane amount of money. But they have money. Because one thing I do know we won't see is Mike just starts Floyd Mayweather. Because could you imagine if he just knocks out Floyd, and Floyd's that much smaller, the visual? Hell, it would be the most viewed thing you ever see on TV.
The grounded perspective Cormier introduced with his slow-down approach suddenly shifts when Wade speaks. Now it's less caution, more sharp disbelief mixed with wit. When Wade jokes about being speechless and then floods the conversation with words, it perfectly sums up the surreal nature of Tyson versus Mayweather in 2020 SAXS boxing landscape. He references Mike's limited movement in the Jake Paul bout, and it's impossible not to picture the contrast. A near 60-year-old heavyweight legend potentially facing a smaller, defensive virtuoso whose career was built on avoiding punches. Then Wade labels the matchup as more of a stumble and bungle than a monumental event. Harsh, yet it reflects fan nerves more than disrespect. The discussion takes another turn when he moves from the spectacle itself to the financial side, mentioning possible lawsuits, debt speculation, and the way exhibitions are being stacked for maximum revenue.
His name value carried that fight, and it did a crazy number. I'm sure he'll make a crazy number here, but Floyd Mayweather is the one that seems like he needs the money more right now. Our guy, Andreas Hale, wrote a story that is kind of went somewhat viral. That's crazy, the laugh faces. Although Floyd Mayweather Jr. made hundreds of millions of dollars from his professional boxing career and topped the Forbes list as the highest paid athlete from 2012 to 2014, the boxer is said to have been shortchanged and filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against Showtime. The lawsuit filed Tuesday, and obtained by ESPN seeks to recover hundreds of millions of dollars, misappropriated funds, and damages resulting from a long-running and elaborate scheme of financial fraud, breaches in fiduciary duty, and conspiracy orchestrated by Floyd J. Mayweather's former manager and advisor, Al Haymon.
At this point, the story shifts from legacy to something more like business strategy and survival. The tone becomes weighty, not angry, just serious. He even expresses hope that both fighters earn well, yet you can sense a tinge of disappointment, capturing that conflicted fan mindset perfectly. His doubts about whether exhibitions can truly deliver intensity mirror Cormier's earlier questions about authenticity. The pattern is clear. Hype promises danger, but reality often produces measured nostalgia. The most striking contradiction is Wade admitting he'll watch despite being let down. That sums up modern boxing fandom in a single thought: curiosity clashing with logic, reverence for legends intersecting with the undeniable effects of time. When he frames it less as a pure competition and more as a test of legacy, the thrill doesn't vanish. Instead, it becomes careful observation, like witnessing history unfold through a nuanced, complicated lens.
It's not even it's super disappointing that two legends of the sport have to do this still. I said it in the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. I'll say it here. You can't put lipstick on a pig with these two especially. We know what we get from Mike. We know what we get from Floyd. This is going to be absolutely nothing. Like, we're going to sit here and watch nothing. And yeah, I'm going to watch it for sure. I'm going to cover it. If it's just for the sole reason of saying, yeah, this is not what we need, and highlighting what can happen to this new generation of fighters that are getting paid very well. They don't manage their money properly.
Wade's conflicted tone, caught between spectacle and legacy, takes on a sharper, more grounded edge once Johnny Nelson joins the conversation. Suddenly, it's not just fan reaction. It's experienced insight cutting through the hype. When Nelson says, "This feels personal between Tyson and Floyd," it immediately reframes the matchup. What looked like an exhibition now reads more like a high-stakes, ego-driven chess game, gloves included. He even suggests that Mike's pride could outweigh conventional caution, a point that lands harder than any promotional hype because it highlights the mental drive behind two legends agreeing to something so unusual. Nelson then methodically examines the age factor. Floyd remains active, moving fluidly, hitting the pads, staying sharp, while Tyson, at 59, leans more on instinct and presence than sustained ring activity. You can almost picture the stylistic tension and frustration he anticipates unfolding.
Well, if there are rules, nobody's going to stick to them. I don't believe in a million years Floyd Mayweather is going to stick to any script that's been written in regards to this exhibition. And I don't think Mike will either. I don't think, if there's anything scripted, allegedly, they said with Mike and Jake Paul, I don't think whatever's written down, there's going to be anybody sticking to the rules, because this is beyond what we see on TV. This is this is personal. These two guys work together.
Johnny lays out the scenario calmly, no hype needed. You have a younger, more agile fighter relying on speed and movement, facing an older powerhouse seeking a single decisive moment. That's tension that feels cinematic, far beyond a simple mismatch. When he points out that fans will watch through their own lens, even while complaining, it rings true. Boxing fans analyze, debate, and critique, yet we keep watching, almost like witnessing a live argument played out with gloves. The hard reality hits when Johnny brings money and livelihood into the discussion. Suddenly, the conversation shifts from whether the fight should happen to why it wouldn't, given the stakes. This isn't glorifying the bout, it's facing the facts. Layer in his reminder that Father Time doesn't yield to style, and the matchup stops feeling like imagined violence. Instead, it becomes a collision of pride, business, and nostalgia, messy and complicated, yet undeniably gripping in its own uneasy way.
Physically can move about the ring and do what he has to do. I think for Mike Tyson, he's going to be very frustrated. He will want to lay a shot on him to get rid of him, but unfortunately, you slow down, Father Time gets the better of us all. And even though I think when it comes to a fan's favourite, I'm quite sure most of the fans would love to see Mike Tyson put Floyd in his place, and that's probably what will be the attraction as well. But you've got to remember, Mike Tyson's 59 years old. You've got to remember, Floyd Mayweather is still hitting the bag in the gym. He's still moving around, even though he's 48 years old. So you've got to remember that. So you're going to buy into it, no matter how disgusting you think this fight is, no matter what complaints you have about it.
Stepping back and looking at the bigger picture, Tyson honing aggression under Cordero, Floyd refining his legendary precision, Cormier delivering that blunt reality check, WD navigating skepticism, and Johnny Nelson laying out calm, analytical insight. The matchup stops feeling like a simple exhibition. It starts to read like a psychological showdown wrapped inside a boxing ring. On one side, Tyson is sharpening controlled aggression, perfecting pressure, compact power, and instinctive distance, closing under elite guidance. On the other, Mayweather moves with that signature discipline, fine-tuning reflexes, rhythm, and ring IQ as if age were just a number politely ignored. Then the analysts weigh in and the narrative shifts again. Cormier questions the physics, Wade challenges the purpose, and Johnny examines ego versus common sense. Suddenly, the story is no longer linear, it's layered. Is it spectacle? A legacy test? Competitive pride disguised as exhibition? In truth, it's all of these colliding at once. That's what makes it so compelling. It's not simple hype or pure nostalgia. It's a messy crossroads where myth, business, ego, preparation, and reality all pull in different directions. A heavyweight legend sharpening his intensity, a defensive genius maintaining elite skill, and a boxing world caught between excitement and caution. That tension alone elevates this beyond any typical exhibition discussion. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's break it down. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one.